Welcome, Tailgate Legends, to week 13. Yeah, week 13. We only have 2 weeks left of the regular season, which is crazy. Yeah, we got this week and next week. Got a couple really tight races here. Yeah, so got a good video for you today. Going to go through standings, going to go through last week's matchups, next week's matchups, and then since we're in the holiday season, the middle of the holiday season, I'm going to do my favorite Tailgate Legends Dynasty League traditions. Okay. Just stuff that happens all the time, and things that this league wouldn't be the same without. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But first, I want to go through the standings leading into week 13. Again, we only have this week and next week, and then the playoffs start. For the playoffs, remember the top seed in each division gets a bye week. And then you're basically going AFC against NFC. Boom, boom, boom. 3 weeks. 15, 16, 17. So... and then week 18, don't forget, is going to be a best ball week for $20. So don't worry about starting your lineup. Just root for your players, and whoever has the highest optimal lineup wins $20. So a lot of fun. Okay, so first we're going to start with the bags division. We have Sam and Co. and You Fan Touch This. So Sam and Lemke both at 9-3 with 2 weeks to go. Then we have the Real Slim Brady and Ricky 2000, Roofer and Burns both at 6-6. Both of them have a tie division record. Both of them are within 7 points or within 10 points of one another for points scored. 10 points. So one team between Roofer and Burns will not make the playoffs, and Lemke and Sam are fighting for a bye week. So a lot of competition there, really exciting. And then to round off the division, you have Cheeseheads with Attitude, Landon at 3-9, and Shearer at 1-11. In our division, you have Mr. Fist in sole possession of first place at 10-2. I am at 9-3, so only one game back, and I have him in points, and I play him the last week. I play him next week. So if we both win, or if we both lose this week, we will be playing. It will be winner gets a bye week next week between me and Gar. So super exciting. And then we have Greasers at 7-5. They are all but in the playoffs. The only way Fresh Prince of Elair can make the playoffs is if he has a tie record with Greasers, because Boggs is only 2 games back. So Greasers would have to lose 2. Boggs would have to win 2. They would have to have a tied head-to-head record, and Boggs would have to catch up about 221 points on the Greasers. So the Greasers are all but in the playoffs, but there is, I guess, a mathematical possibility that Boggs could still get in. And then Shit the Bed Fred is eliminated. He's at 4-8, which is crazy because he has 13 more points than the Greasers and 3 less wins. So Brusky also has the most points against in the entire league, and it's not even that close. So sorry about that. And then Pumpin' Munch is at 3-9. Also has no chance to make the playoffs. So last week's matchups, we had a couple of good ones. First, we had me against Landon, Cheeseheads with Attitude. I got the win, 134-98. Landon had an okay week. He had a good start to the week. Thursday night he had Hunter Renfro and Deontay Johnson. So he started off really hot. I think we were tied after the Thursday games, and I think he had 3 players and I had 2 players that went. But it was pretty much all downhill from there. So I get the win. Next, we have the Greasers against the Real Slim Brady. Greasers get the win, 134 to 100. Yeah, so Burns' team is looking pretty rough right now. Elijah Moore is still playing with a shit quarterback no matter what, and he's really good. He's been really good, so I'm not knocking him as a player, but he's in a really inconsistent offense, and that just, I don't know, it doesn't give me a ton of confidence playing him, although he is a startable player every week. He had Delvin Cook got hurt, and it sounds like he's going to miss this week too. Ramondre Stevenson is a Patriot running back, and you can't fucking trust any of them week to week. Emmanuel Sanders has really fallen off from, since the first month and a half. Kyle Pitts he's a rookie. He's been good as for a rookie, he's been pretty good, but he's still a rookie. On the other side, Greasers, Leonard Fournette had the 4 touchdowns. So he had 47 points. If Fournette lays an egg, we're singing a different song, but he didn't. So Greasers get the win. Next, we have Mr. Fist against Shearer. I wonder who won that one. Mr. Fist gets the win, 124 to 99. Gar, luckily, had Shearer, Evan, as an opponent during the Chiefs bye week. So he only put up 124, which was, one of his lower scores for the year. Evan put up 99. It's actually one of his better weeks on the year. He almost broke 100, buddy. Almost there. Next, we have Pump and Munch against You Fant Touch This. Yacht lost to Lemke 93 to 76. Like, fuck, man. If I ever put up 93 goddamn points, I would lose every time. It's just my luck, Yacht had three goose eggs from Zach Moss, Corey Davis, and Austin Hooper. I'm pretty sure Zach Moss didn't even play. Lemke, he had really good weeks out of Debo, Stephon Diggs, and Dak Prescott. Besides that, he didn't really get much from anybody else. And now it sounds like McCaffrey's out. Nick Chubb might be out. DeAndre Swift is out. So, Lemke's team is hurting here. Then we have Fresh Prince of Elair against Sam & Co. Fresh Prince of Elair got the win, 133 to 107. Aaron Rodgers went off. Antonio Gibson went off. Odell had a decent game. Sounds like he's hurt, though. On the other side, Sam, 107 points. Sometimes it'll get it done, sometimes it won't. Lamar had a shit week, so Boggs gets the win. And then last, we have Ricky 2000 against Shit the Bed Fred. Fucking Roofer's team went off. High score of the week, 158 to 104. Prusky, Joe Mixon had a really good week. Cooper Kupp, Joe Burrow, those are the only 3 players in double digits. Goddard got him a goose egg. On the other side, pretty much every player on Roofer's team went nuts. So that is that for last week. Now, I'm going to get into my favorite Tailgate Legends Dynasty League traditions. It's the holiday season. We just had Thanksgiving. We have Christmas coming up in a few weeks. It's my favorite time of year. Traditions is what keep people together. It's what keep families together. And it's what keeps this league together. So, looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of my favorite traditions. They're not the only traditions we have, but they are my favorite and the closest to my heart. So, the first, number 1, and these are in no particular order, my first favorite Tailgate Legends Dynasty League tradition is Lemish starting shit at every end of year party and free agent auction. It honestly makes the league that much more interesting. We wouldn't be the same without it. I appreciate Lemish really stepping in there and taking on that role. And he's like the anti-glue that keeps everybody apart. You know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Lems, you have started some shit, and it is funny. Yeah, it is one of my favorite league traditions. So just keep it up, man. Next, we have Burns overpaying for tight ends is one of my favorite league traditions. Every single year, he is going to overpay for a tight end, whether it be draft capital or salary cap. I think he spent like 400, all of his cap on Hunter Henry one year. Gronk was like $100 one year. Travis Kelce, dude, he went all in on tight ends this year. Kelce, he spent, let me see. Hang on. Kelce is $101. And he also has Kyle Pitts that he took with the 4th overall pick. So that is another one of my favorite traditions. Everybody talks about it, and it keeps us together, okay? It keeps this league going, shit like that, traditions like that, okay? So keep it up, all right, Burns? Next, we have one of my all-time favorite traditions. Prusky not setting his lineup during a tight playoff race, right? Every year. It never fails. Prusky himself, is in the middle of a tight playoff race where he could make the playoffs or somebody else could make the playoffs. And every year during that time, when it gets really close and it's down to the wire, like November, he just doesn't set his lineup or he forgets or something. It's always, or the internet doesn't work or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, that definitely happened again this year. It's pretty fun because I usually am... I'm usually the one that takes advantage of that, and I'm usually the one that reaps the reward of that. So again, one of my favorite traditions. I think that it's something, again, it keeps us together. It helps form bonds that will last forever. Okay, so you just keep it up, and I will continue to make the playoffs. So thank you. The next tradition, one of my all-time not favorites, is me getting second place. Half the years that we have been going, I have gotten second place. I have never gotten first place, and it is one of my least favorite traditions. But again, I do think it's one of those traditions that really keeps the league going. Everybody reaps the reward of me not winning because I feel like most people don't want me to win, which is fine because I thrive off of it. But I haven't won yet, so it's kind of depressing at the same time. But yeah, definitely one of the top Tailgate Legends Dynasty League traditions is me getting second place. Next, my other favorite Tailgate Legends Dynasty League tradition is Roofer having over $100 in salary cap space just sitting there. Now, right now, actually, he only has like, I don't know, $20 or less, something like that. So this year is an outlier, an anomaly, but I still wanted to throw it in here because it is true every other year. He has over $100 just sitting out there in salary cap, as if this $100 just gives him more points or more wins or something. I don't know. He loves having salary cap in a league with 25-man rosters, and there's fucking not that many people in free agency. Just loves having salary cap, and everybody else loves him having salary cap because that just means that we get more players. So, Roofer, you keep it up. I love it when you have more salary cap space because that just means that you have less talented players, generally speaking, I guess. Okay, and then last, I only had 6. My last and my favorite Tailgate Legends Dynasty League tradition And I will let you know that somebody else told me this. I did not even know that this was a thing until yesterday. Today's Friday, so I didn't know this until yesterday. Prusky not winning a playoff game ever in the history of this league. The only other person that can claim that is Landon, but Landon has not played in this league every year. So Prusky is the only team that has not won a playoff game in this league, who has, for an owner who's been here every single year. So that is my number one. I mean, it was not in no particular order, but this one is number one. My favorite tradition is Prusky not winning a playoff game. Doesn't matter whether he makes the playoffs or doesn't make the playoffs, you know he's not winning a playoff game. And you know who that reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of that team. God, they wear blue. Oh, yeah, the fucking Detroit Lions, baby. Yes. Yeah, Prusky and the Lions, you are one and the same. Some years, like on paper, like, man, when they had Calvin Johnson and Matthew Stafford, like on paper, they're a good team, but they can just never put it together. Prusky is the Lions. It's all up here, man. It's all up here. So yeah, that is my last favorite Tailgate Legends Dynasty League holiday tradition. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. If you guys have any other ones, please let me know, because I like that segment, and I think that's a really good jumping off point to other things. So if you guys have any other like quirky shit like that, just let me know. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and look at next week's matchups. First, we have Cheeseheads with Attitude against Pump and Munch. Here, you know, again, I really want Yacht to kind of lose until week 15. Then I want him to win, you know. Here we have Hurts against Goff, Ty Johnson, Deontay Johnson against Myles Gaskin, Rashad Bateman. God, Pascal. Oh my God, these teams are just not that good. Like Terry McLaurin and DK Metcalf. Can I tell you guys something? Last year, I offered, because I was all in last year. You know, I made the Derrick Henry trade. I was all in last year. I offered Jonathan Taylor to Yacht straight up for DK Metcalf last year. Halfway through the year. It was fucking halfway through the year. Jonathan Taylor he was like going through the rookie pains and, you know, all that stuff. But, like, he's still Jonathan Taylor. So I offered him DK Metcalf for Jonathan Taylor straight up. I'm like, dude, if I get DK Metcalf, my team is going to be unstoppable. And he fucking rejected it. He said, no way, no how. Oh, man, am I fucking glad he rejected that shit. But, yeah, I'm going to take, I guess I'm going to take Yacht here. I don't know. Yeah, I'll take Yacht. Next, we have the real Slim Brady against Fresh Prince of Elaire. Boggs' team is looking better. Burns' team is looking worse. You know, we have Justin Herbert against Trevor Lawrence because the Packers are on a bye week, so he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, give me Justin Herbert all day. Delvin Cook is in his starting lineup. I don't think Delvin Cook is playing. I actually just got a notification on my phone. Delvin Cook is not playing. So he's going to have to get him out. He'll probably put in, like, I don't know. I don't even know. Well, yeah, probably Travis Kelce. He'll get Travis Kelce in there. Yeah, he'll probably switch out a few people. But Boggs, he has Trevor Lawrence. You know, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is back. Antonio Gibson, Odell. Sounds like Odell isn't practicing. I don't know if he's going to play or not. Brandon Cooks. You know, these are two very average teams, I would say. But I'm going to take Boggs in this one. Burns' team is not, on paper anyway. On paper, it just doesn't look that great. So I'm going to take Boggs in that one. Next, we have Evan Shearer against Shit the Bed Fred. I am taking any team that plays against Evan. I'm taking that team. So I'm going to take Prusky here. You know, Joe Burrow, Saquon, Joe Mixon, Miles Sanders, Cooper Kupp, Cordarrelle Patterson against a bunch of scrubs. So this is varsity versus fucking middle school. Not even JV. This is varsity against middle school. I'm taking Prusky all day. Next, we have matchup of the week. Me against Lemke. You fan touch this. Um, right now, Lemke has a 40-0 lead on me. He had 2 players go last night. Dak Prescott got him 15. Fucking Cowboys got him 25. God damn. Um, yeah, so that's disappointing that he's off to a good start. But I have Tom Brady, and then we have Lemke's got a lot of injuries. So Jonathan Taylor against Matt Breida, Javante against Hollywood Brown. I think that's close between Javante and Hollywood Brown, but Hollywood Brown has a higher ceiling than Javante, so we'll see. Then we got Brandon Ayuk against Stephon Diggs. I'll definitely take Diggs. DeAndre Hopkins against Mike Evans if DeAndre Hopkins plays. If DeAndre Hopkins doesn't play, I'm probably going Darnell Mooney, in which case I would still take Mike Evans. And then Justin Jefferson, he's starting 2 tight ends as of right now. Justin Jefferson against George Kittle, I'm taking Jefferson. Andrews against Dawson Knox, I'm going to take Mark Andrews, but Dawson Knox is playing good, so I'm gonna take me in this one, but I truly believe it's gonna come down to Tom Brady and Mike Evans. If Tom Brady throws multiple touchdowns to Mike Evans, I'm gonna lose. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I need Tom Brady to throw touchdowns, not to Mike Evans. I need him to throw them to Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, Leonard Fournette, anybody else but Mike Evans. If Tom Brady throws for 3 touchdowns and none of them go to Mike Evans, I'm taking me. If he throws that many touchdowns and 1 or 2 of them go to Mike Evans, I'm taking him. So, we'll see how that goes, but I am going to take me. But again, it wouldn't surprise me. Lemke's 9-3. We've got the same record. He's got a stud team, so we'll see. All right, next we have Sam and Co. against the Greasers. Honestly, the Greasers aren't really playing for all that much. They're out of reach of getting second place, which doesn't even really matter, second or third place, because they just play each other. But they're all but in the playoffs. They really have nothing to play for. Sam and Co., on the other hand, they're playing for a bye week. So those guys really need this win. We got Lamar Jackson against Matthew Stafford. I think Lamar Jackson bounces back and has a big week. Austin Eckler against James Conner. I'm going to take Eckler. Fournette against Najee Harris. Dude, Fournette could have another big game. They're playing the Falcons. That's the reason I'm playing Brady over Kyler is, the Buccaneers are playing the Falcons. The Falcons suck. But that could bite me in the ass because Brady might just be handing the ball off to Fournette too. So, I don't know. We'll see. And then Elijah Mitchell against Mark Ingram. I'm taking Elijah Mitchell. Michael Pittman against Keenan Allen. That's probably a wash. Adam Thielen against Jamar Chase. That could be a wash. Jamar Chase obviously has a higher ceiling, but Thielen definitely has a lower floor, I think. Jamar Chase over the last month, or probably the last month, 4 to 6 weeks, he's been decent, but he hasn't been the Jamar Chase that started the year. So I am going to take Sam and Co. in this one. Again, it could be really close because the Greasers have a good team. They're off to a slow start, though. Mark Ingram only got them 2 points, so, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to take Weiler, though. And then last, we have Ricky 2000 against Mr. Fist. This is another really, really big matchup. Big matchup. Ricky 2000 is playing for a playoff spot. Mr. Fist is playing for a bye week. So far, Mr. Fist has had 3 players go. He started Zeke and Tony Pollard, who got him a combined 24 points. It's not terrible, and it's not great, but it's not terrible either. Zeke got him 7, Pollard got him 16, but then CeeDee Lamb got him 17. So it's a decent start. Okay, so it's 41-0. Ricky 2000 still has his entire team to go. You got Josh Allen against Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes playing Denver. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has been playing well, but they're playing Denver. Who knows? Yeah, and then you got Josh Jacobs against Zeke. Zeke only put up 7, I'm sorry. So I'm going to take Josh Jacobs in that one. And then T. Higgins against Tony Pollard. Pollard got him 16. I don't see T. Higgins getting more than 16. Christian Kirk against Chase Claypool. Ben Roethlisberger is washed. completely washed. So I'm going to take Christian Kirk in that one, especially if DeAndre Hopkins doesn't play. And then Jalen Waddle against Tyreek Hill. I'm taking Tyreek, but it could go either way because Jalen Waddle has shown he can be pretty good. And then, Roofer's going with the 2 tight end strategy. So Hunter Henry and Hawk against CeeDee Lamb, who got him 17, and Gronk. That's definitely going to go Gar's way. I'm going to take Gar in this one, which sucks because I really need Gar to lose. But yeah, I'm going to take Gar in that one, but it could be close. Man, Roofer, I'm sorry. You've gotten hit with so many injuries. It sucks. I know a lot of people have gotten hit by a lot of injuries, but Roofer has as well with the whole running back thing, and that sucks. But all right, so that's all I have. The last thing I wanted to say, and I will put this on the message board, is the trade deadline. Now, the trade deadline is the start of the playoffs, but that can be like when is that? You know what I mean? We'll talk about it at the end of the year party a little bit more about what we want to do as a league. But right now, just to make sure there's no confusion and nobody gets pissed, the deadline is going to be the kickoff of a player's game the week before. So week 14. So yeah, next week. So as soon as your player's game starts week 14, he is not tradable anymore. He's just not tradable. And then we'll come up with a more firm date, but I think that's probably pretty fair right now until we can get something more concrete established. I just don't want to go in. It's like as soon as a player's game is done, I consider the playoffs started. You know what I mean? So if you have a noon game and Justin Jefferson gets done at 3, okay, well, his game is over, and now he's in the playoffs. Like, he's in the week leading up to the fantasy playoffs, so I consider him in the playoffs. So we just kind of even that out or get that under control, but I think it'll be fine either way. But so, yeah, good luck, everybody, and I hope everybody has a good weekend.